Okay, I think we might be live. Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum Randomizer. You'll see. Actually, let me get to it. You'll see if you weren't here last time that we have suffered some rather devastating losses. But today, we train up our new team members to be up to speed and hopefully avoid some more. I don't know. We're gonna hope that that's what's gonna happen. I don't know, but we're gonna try. But for right now, let me just send a message and I'll jump on in. Go. I think I misspelled that, but whatever. Whatever. Back to OBS so I can see what's happening. Cool. Okay, so this is gonna start out. I actually was gonna do this offline, but I have like an hour and a half, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do a tiny stream, and we can at least chat while we play. I don't think we're gonna get any story stuff done because I really just want to stream, or not stream, train, and get our boys up to level. And on top of getting our boys up to level, I also want to see about getting everybody else possibly close to level 40. Because honestly, the devastating losses yesterday wouldn't have happened if I was overleveled. Or not even overleveled, but just a little bit higher. Like, I usually try to keep my Pokemon teams a level or two above the enemy. I probably should have brought Totodile, actually, for this. Just so that we could explore this route and get the items that are here. We might end up getting something good. Let me do that real quick. And I'll probably put Dwayne in the PC. Even though he has Defog. But I think we could just teach Totodile Defog. Pokemon. Oh, Totodile, do you have 4 moves already? No, you still have Water Gun I can get rid of. Oh, you have Defog already? When did I teach you Defog? Oh, there was a gym or something, right, that needed Defog? No, it was the, shit. Kind of wish I just brought you when I went into that route instead of teaching Defog to Dwayne. But whatever, I guess. Okay. And Dwayne will get trained too, but he'll be trained later anyway, so he can wait for training. Is what I'm trying to say. Now there's certain things here we still can't get because we don't have Surf or not Rock Smash, Rock Climb, which I think is what the last thing you ever get. Hello, Pangin. Oh! Now that you're here, actually. Ooh, Pluck. That's actually a TM you do get in this game, but you're supposed to get it earlier. Let's me fix up the thing, the surprise I had for you. I mean, it's not a surprise, you know it's coming, but I got the picture edited. Hold on one second. Shit. Shit. Are you kidding me? There was a little section at the top. What? Hold on a second. Nah, you know what? It's fine. It's gonna annoy me. Hold on. We gotta do some last minute edit. Okay, whatever with that. How did I miss that up there? No, I know exactly how I missed that, because the freaking... There we go. Set everything. Okay. So I'm gonna have to export this one more time. Does it take so long to send? Okay. We're successful. There we go. Download this. How do I download this? Hi! Oh boy. Okay. And close this fucking thing. And I need another image thing. Image. That's source. What is this? Oh, that's something else. That's source. Browse. Downloads. This one. done. Oh my god, he's taken over. He's taken over the entire stream. Oh, a second. Down. Oh, fuck, I fucked it up. Wait. I almost squished your head. Okay, that's a little bit more manageable. No, here we go, a little more bigger than that. There he be. There be that boy. Oh my god, I thought it was gonna look good, but I... This is why I wanted it clipped, because I thought about it yesterday when you saw the picture, and I'm like, if it was clipped just perfectly, just his head, I just... Ah, he's beautiful. He's beautiful. There he be. Oh god, it's perfect. Okay, so our final team member has now completely arrived. There he be. There be that boy. Oh boy. It'll be even better when I get hit by an attack. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. Oh man, whoa, what the fuck? Oh. Oh, I didn't even see there was a kid here. I'm like, what the fuck am I hitting? Yeah, it's gonna be a sad day when you get fucking crittered out of existence. We're gonna try to prevent that though. I was just saying before you showed up. Last time we had some very rough, very sad moments, and I blame it all on the fact that my Pokemon are not quite up to speed. God, Seeking got them dick-sucking lips though, this gen. Holy shit. I don't like how human that mouth looks. What the fuck? Put that thing away. I don't like it. I hate him. But, yeah, so we're going to try... I wasn't even going to stream this because I was going to train, but I'm going to be training for a while. That's just what we're going to be doing. I wish I'd got... Man, if we'd gotten a lucky egg by now. Oh, my God. This would be so much easier. I was really hoping that the randomizer would give me a lucky egg. I don't like the 3/4 view of its face. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. Half of its eye looks like it's glitched off its head. That's scary. I would have loved to catch a Hitmonlee, though. That would have been a really good switch out for Hitmontop. Oh, my boy. My boy. No, I did not stream grinding. I just feel like it's not as fun to watch, but like, really, I guess it's not that different from just playing the game, even if I'm not grinding, so. Never know if you'll get a shiny or something cool. That is true. That is very true. Who knows? Might find something interesting. So I'm down for that. But yeah. What you up to, bruh? What you up to today? I just got back from doing my errand and picking up some food. I got a torta. It was so good. It was so good. Nope, no different. I'm playing God of War while watching. Ooh, very nice. How are you liking it? There were Charizard here? Oh, I would have loved to get a Charizard. That would have made this fucking route semi-worth it. But also, why are all these scary Pokemon here? I'm just trying to level up my Swiper, and they're all super effective. Well, technically, Pangin's the one that I have for situations like this, and I can't use Pangin here, so... Or yet. Scary face. He got that scary face. Hit him with the beam! I love it. Cracked my top 5 games of all time. You hadn't played it before too, right? Jesus fuck, I'm just gonna keep missing. I'm gonna use every Hyper Beam until I hit one. It might crack one of my top 5. Honestly, it deserves to. That game is fucking fantastic, and I can't wait for the next one. There's be a one hit. There we go. I wonder if those Charizard don't have physical moves. An Ambipom would have been a cool one too. I've always kind of wanted to use an Ambipom. Where are you at in the game? Oh fuck, I forgot these things have poison point. The only thing I'm worried about is playing God of War than playing Last of Us 2 and it kind of being a letdown. Well, I mean, as somebody who's played God of War and enjoy, well, I don't think I ever, especially considering how different those games are. Like, I don't think I ever worry about stuff like that. But God of War is absolutely fantastic. Last of Us, I feel like it's gonna be a completely different experience. I don't think you have too much to worry about that, but you know, I don't know. Let's see how it is. Because technically, I don't know what. Fucking, this place isn't gonna be good for training Swiper. I'm probably gonna have to go down south to train Swiper over by the lake. It's kind of sucks, but the Articuno there will be just as good as these guys. Jesus. Could you stop? But I'm equally excited. God of War was definitely... What was it my top... So, God of War was my top game of 2018 up until Red Dead came out. And then I went with Red Dead as my top game. But they're very close. They're very close. Like, I don't consider God of War an inferior game to Red Dead. I think it's just the fact that I played it all the way at the beginning. Because God of War came out at a really weird time. It came out like... I want to say like March of that year? It was really early in the year. And then Red Dead... I played it a month late on top of it. Because I didn't know if I was even going to like Red Dead. But like God of War was very like off my mind by then. So I think Red Dead won out for me that year just because it was fresher. I think God of War more. I mean, I was surprised. Like I said, I don't consider it an inferior game or anything at all. It's a really fucking great game. And really fucking... I'm not surprised you like it a lot too, because I feel like there was a lot of challenge to that game as well. Have you done any of the Valkyrie fights yet? I feel like those are right up your alley. I think you have to be pretty far in to be able to do those. I'm not surprised. But though you're gonna love those. I've done some of the tears. Oh yeah, the tears. I didn't really do too many of those. I remember the one tear I did do. The first one I found. I went up to a tear and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because I've never seen one before. And I click it, and just out of nowhere, a dude jumps through it and punches me in the face before I can even react. And I think the punch killed me. It was a hell of a, like, nope, not doing those. The key to the land of the giants. I've just been exploring it, though. Is that after you meet the second companion? Shit, what was his name? The old guy. Same exact thing happened to me. God, man, those tears are rough. How'd you cut off Mimir's head? Okay, yeah. God, I fucking love Mimir. Mimir is like the absolute fucking best in that game. I think you've already gone through Atreus's, like, annoying teen phase, right? Fuck that guy. Atreus is such a little shit for, like, a portion of the game. Gameplay-wise, though, he's fucking amazing. Yes, there he is. But I will say, and I won't spoil anything, of course, but you'll have to tell me how you like the final battle, because I know you're already, at this point, have seen how Atreus kind of, like, meshes and flows in and out of your battle combat and stuff. But I think that the way they did the final battle with Atreus being there and being that kind of character that just kind of supports you is so fucking cool. Like, I don't think I've ever had an NPC helper that I've liked in a combat situation as much as Atreus. He's so fucking good. And that final battle really lets him and his combat alongside yours shine a lot. So I'm excited to hear what you think of it. How does Feint Attack do? Okay, Feint Attack is kind of better, even though it's a little weaker. I think at some point you need to get Night Slash, don't you? When the fuck do you get Night Slash? I thought it was 28, but it might have been 38, I guess. I also didn't want to go out today, too, for that errand, because I was kind of worried how wild Atlanta was this morning when I woke up after the protest yesterday. Apparently they calmed down. I think they're cleaning up the city now, but shit, dude. That shit got wild. Like, I thought, oh, man, they're going to smash up the area near Centennial Olympic Park. Apparently they ran up north through the city and went into a shopping district and broke a lot of shit there, too. So, it was a rough day to be in Atlanta. You sure my friends are okay? Yeah, no, it was great. Do you have friends in downtown area? I don't think it bled out of the downtown area at all, very much, if at all. But yeah, if they were in downtown, definitely a little scary there. Buckhead? Okay, yeah, for sure. Because I think Buckhead is like the north side of the city, right? The city proper. I don't actually know Atlanta all too well, but I know that they supposedly headed up like north, possibly in the direction of Marietta, not past like the 285 loop at all, but it was pretty fucking rough. I saw a post going around too. They're like, yeah, you know, you're destroying the wrong buildings, right? And they're posting pictures of like all the government buildings and stuff. And I'm like, you know, it's maybe to an extent that kind of is right, because like I completely understand why everybody is protesting, and like honestly, at this point, I'm not even surprised it's gotten a little bit violent, because like it's been way too long of all this shit going down with cops and bullshit like that. I don't know if attacking restaurants and stores is quite the option, though. I feel like that would have made a lot more sense. Go attack the police department if you're gonna start burning stuff. Like that'll send a message, or like the government officials' offices. That's my only thing with it, because I feel like, man, there's a lot of people already closing down because of coronavirus, as far as restaurants and stuff, and attacking. Well, and again, too, this is downtown, so those people probably have good insurance and everything, but I feel like you could target all that energy into being more productive still if you just attacked government buildings at that point. Not that I'm condoning any kind of violence, but you know, thinking about it logically, you definitely could have been done a little bit better. And it also has a lot of minority-owned business. Yes, that's the thing that that I saw earlier today too. The mayor of Atlanta sent out a statement. She's like, "You really need to just stop and go home, because apparently 50% of the small businesses in Atlanta are minority-run, and we also have one of the biggest like African American police numbers of any major city in the country. It's just." Like, it's not I'm sure it happens here in Atlanta too, but it doesn't happen in the city as much, because our city is pretty tolerant in general of minorities, just because we are mostly minorities. So that is pretty sad and kind of, you know, anti-productive. But the message is clear anyway, and the way I see it, this is more about sending a message nationwide and not just citywide, but it's very sad for sure, because there's a lot of people that are probably going to be hurt by this that didn't deserve to be hurt by it. I don't know. It's a really rough situation. Because on the one hand, you have people that are have reached their boiling point, have probably been more than enough patient for something to have been done by now, and it just hasn't happened for them. And it's like they're well within logical rights to be mad and be aggressive at this point. But I don't know. I just feel like if you're attacking your own city when your own city isn't the major problem, and it's the officials of, I don't know if even this city, but just the country in general, then you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot by wrecking the local businesses. So I don't know. It's a very rough situation for sure. You know, I hadn't thought about it too, but my streams, because I always use like current events as topics to talk about during my streams. My streams are gonna be fucking wild for me to come back and look at in like 5 to 10 years and see my thoughts on this stuff, and then see how things have developed in that time. I don't really watch my own streams very often, but I think in a few years I probably will. Once I have them all uploaded to YouTube, I don't remember them all that much. Also, I was wrestling with my brother a little while ago. I think he split my lip. That's gonna be fun to deal with all day. Hit him with the icy one. I think that should be enough. There it is, Night Slash. Thank you. I didn't want to, but I think we're gonna get rid of Screech. Just because I think Screech is nice. Wow, you're not perfect accuracy in this game? Screech is nice, but I feel like in most cases... Well, no, Screech is very nice. I was gonna say in most cases you could do the same damage hitting a Pokemon twice, but Screech is 2 times down on defense. So it's actually really useful to use on Pokemon. 2 times down on defense kind of translates to almost like 3 attacks worth of damage on the next turn, which is pretty fucking good. I'll be talking too much about this on my streams unless because I don't know, I think it's my place as a white man to decide if what's happening is right or wrong. I mean, that's understandable. I think, you know, I'm not here deciding what's right or wrong because, you know, I'm not on the front lines of either the police or the people protesting. To an extent, it affects me too because I'm a minority. But you know, I'm not there fighting, and I thankfully haven't been in a situation that puts me central into the issue. So, you know, I feel like it's okay to at least say your thoughts, because it's a very clear-cut issue and it's very obvious what needs to happen. But I don't know. It's really hard. I say that I'm for BLM, but I'm not a minority, so it doesn't affect me. Right. And see, I'm not a minority, but like this specific movement only affects me kind of peripherally, because Latinos have a lot of social problems against them too, but their fight is somewhat different from the black people's kind of issues. Because our issues, to an extent, are almost... Well, there's no comparing issues between races like that. You can't really compare those because they're just very different. Well, I thought it comes down to a lot of injustice in the way we're treated when it comes to documentation and whether we're allowed to be in the country, and then like the stuff we do for this country and then don't get any benefits for it. But that is similar but not the exact same thing that black people are going through, for sure. So there's no comparing the two things. But that also means I'm more of a peripheral thing, because cops do treat Hispanics similarly to black people. But you don't hear about it as much. One, because in most cases, those Hispanic people can't really make too much noise about it, because they're dealing with their own situations, and a lot of times those situations don't really allow for them to take their stories to the public. But at the same time, I think as far as police brutality, it's very, very, very much still higher on the black end than the Hispanic end, even if it does happen on the Hispanic end too. So, I'm peripheral. I'll put my views out there, but I'm definitely not gonna, you know, pretend I know everything about the situation, because I don't. I know what I've heard, I know what I've seen, and I peripherally know how minorities are treated, and they're not treated well. They're just not. And it sucks. So if anything, I'm with them on it. But it's definitely something to be mindful of. I like bringing it up, not even just to give my opinion on it, but just to, I guess, show that it's happened. Because I feel like that's one of the things you need to acknowledge, that this is happening in the world, even if you're not wanting to take a stance. Because if you take no stance, then, you know, you've taken a stance. You've just taken a stance. So this isn't at you. But I feel like if we ignore the problem, then that's a big problem too. Because just getting the discussion out there is important, almost as much as taking the fight out to the streets. And that's why I say that I'm kind of interested to see how these streams age in time, because, you know, I talk about it now, it gets people talking, and then we'll see what happens in the next few years and how people react to everything. And at the end of the day, my talking about it amounts to basically nothing, because I don't do anything. But, maybe the discussion reaches the ears of somebody who will be a major player in this conflict. So, who the fuck knows? Pangin wants to learn Bide. Pangin's level 24, he's rising up there. I keep forgetting that I have the EXP share on it. Wait, oh no, I thought that was... what's that other move called? Brind. I thought it was Brind, not Bide. I don't like Bide. That's a scary move. Dun, dun, dun. But if anything, and like I said, the whole issue with Hispanics is very different from the black issues in the country. But I do support it a lot too, because hopefully, if black people make headway in, you know, normalizing the treatment across different races, it'll bleed into the other races that are having issues too. Because I'm sure it's not just Hispanics and black people. I'm sure that Asian people and, you know, especially I know Middle Eastern people have always had it very rough too. But those fights are, I guess those are smaller populations, so you don't hear those issues as much. Master tries to bring an opposing view in my chat. I'll speak on it. Right. I think that's the other thing too. If somebody came in with an opposing view, like, I'd give them my point of view too, and I'd hope to keep it civil. And as long as the conversation keeps civil and we can just agree to disagree, that's fine too. But that's probably my biggest fear, somebody coming in and being pushy with their views and just being very aggressive about it. And if their views are bigoted, I'm just gonna probably try to kick them at that point. Like, I'm all for discourse and stuff, but if you can't leave it at, okay, well, your views are your views and mine are mine, let's just leave it at that and just kind of let it go, then, and they just keep trying to fight it, then that's something I'd probably kick out too. But, you know, I'm not opposed to anybody coming in with different views as me at all. It's just, you know, keep it civil. I won't kick you out for your own views, of course, but if you start pushing it too much and know that nobody's going to change their mind, then just let it go, man. At the end of the day, it's a stream. I'm not a freaking lawyer, and I'm not here to fight over it. I don't want to be surrounded by an echo chamber. If someone is not willing to listen, then there's no need for further... Yeah. That's how I see it too. Like, yeah, completely. You get your say in this. You get your say, and you say what you want to, and I say what I want to. And if neither of us is willing to budge, then there's not any point to continuing the discussion as long as we've both made our points. But then there are those people that just keep coming back again and again, pushing their agenda. And if I see it as a negative agenda that doesn't require my attention, I'm not going to budge on it. And if you come in with the same mentality, then we're just wasting air. I know I've had to deal with that on Facebook once or twice. With like old friends from high school who have turned out to be very, very conservative. You know, that's the other thing I really hate. I was looking through the comments of like the different news outlets talking about the Atlanta protests. And it kept coming back to this whole topic of white people showing up in the comments and saying things like, "Oh yeah, this is all happening in those Democratic-owned cities. Like, this is why those Democrats are just so weak and can't control their cities and stuff." And I'm like, why does everything have to come back to Republican and Democrat? Like, why? This really has not that much to do with that. Like, I don't know. It feels like you're kind of trying to shoehorn your own agenda into a completely different problem. I don't like that my whole family's conservative, but I'm not gonna turn around and surround myself with just liberal people. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, that's one of my big things too. The whole idea between liberal and conservative and Republican and Democratic, which is why it annoys me when people bring stuff up like that. Like, oh, it's because they're Democratic. Oh, because it's Republican. I will say I don't really like a lot of the stuff that Republicans go for. But when you fucking slice your people into those two groups, it's just asking for there to be no freaking meshing or working together in general for any kind of situation. Like, at the end of the day, those are just names. Why can't we just put that aside and look at what's best for the majority of the people? Instead of what's best for the Democrats or the liberals or the Republicans or the conservatives. What they're doing, they're making it into an agenda. Yeah, I don't know. It's a complex thing. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just a little gamer lad. I can't say that I'm an expert on anything really. But I feel like life shouldn't be that hard. I feel like if people just try to look for the thing that helps the most people, and nothing is ever going to make everybody happy, of course, but there's got to be ways to make it so that everybody at least has a good outcome, or at least the majority of people have a good outcome, and the people who don't can then be worked on afterwards. Are not black and white, so trying to boil things down into political parties is them. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Life is way too complex to boil things down into, you know, liberal, conservative, democratic, Republican, or any other two categories. There's always two sides to any story. And we do ourselves no service if we don't deeply look into both of them. I don't know. It all really sucks. So always say in the middle. Yeah, I can completely understand that. I feel like I definitely can't always say I'm in the middle, because I'm not always in the middle. But I'm never at either extreme either. Every situation dictates its own, you know, solution, and I always see a solution usually near the middle, but leaning towards one side or the other in most cases. But the whole point is to understand that it's not always 100% one way or 100% the other way. There's always something in the middle ground that you need to take into account. What was that? I just got a message. Okay, that's nothing. But getting off of that topic, I need to ask him if she's gonna be able to get that Galactic game anytime soon. I'm thinking Pin probably can get it anytime. But man, that would have been a fun one to try out tomorrow if everybody was available. But I don't know with Kim, because I know that she has kind of a tight budget right now with everything going on in California. Like, I lean more liberal, but just in the middle, as in I'm willing to listen to any viewpoint unless it's bigoted or racist. Oh yeah, I completely understand that. That's more or less what I am too. I kind of lean more liberal for sure. Because I feel like the whole idea of being conservative and keeping things the way they are is just stagnant. And I'm not saying like everything should be revolutionized 100% right now, but I do think that looking for change would be very good to try to perfect the system. But definitely, it's one of those things you have to take into both sides into account. Hello! Welcome, Artsy! Glad you could make it. How are you doing today? We're having very deep conversations over the state of Atlanta and the world in general. It's very, very anxiety-inducing. Bum, 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 bum. I know. Thankfully, it seems like everything's cooled down in Atlanta for the most part. I don't know if there's going to be any more protests coming up. You have Poison Point too? Why the fuck do all these Pokemon have Poison Point? Jesus. Yeah, but it's probably the stress. Oh yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. It's probably just the stress. The stress is very rough nowadays for everybody. Okay, let's go heal. You just got another level up anyway, so it's not bad. Fly to here. And one of the best points I've heard is that people need to interact and understand the different cultures. Oh yeah, I think that that's something that is probably lacking in most society. I had this conversation with my boss because he was in the military. He's not one of those military dudes that's very close-minded, though. He's been all over the world and lived with a lot of different people, and he's a pretty chill dude in general. He's very, I think, pretty liberal-minded as well. But he was telling me the same thing. He's like, I think one of the most important things that young people can do in their lives is just travel and see other perspectives. And that doesn't... He says not even just out of the country. Like, if you can get out of the country, do it, because it's more than worth it. But even just go to different corners of the country. You'll find very different people and very different viewpoints, even within the country. Like, if you can't take that, you know, trip around Europe or that trip to Japan or something, you know, save up a grand and just go to, you know, if you're here in Georgia, go to the Northwest and see what life is like there, or the the Southwest or the Northeast. Because no matter where you go, oh, this is a new fucking route. Oh shit, I forgot we had another route right here we could access. Okay, we'll do an encounter later on. I'm just gonna keep training for now. Yeah, and honestly, I completely agree. I think that especially going out and just talking amongst people, he said, and whatever, he also told me something along the lines of whatever you do, when you do travel, don't pay $1,000 out of pocket to stay in some penthouse at the fanciest hotel. Go to the, go to the most common, like, little hotel that you can find, and stay near the city center. Make sure you walk around the city centers, make sure you walk around the towns, and you talk to the people. Because you get nothing going to another place and then sitting in the lap of luxury in a hotel the entire time. Or all in just the little expensive venues and stuff. Because you're just going to find more people that are like you there. You need to go out to, like, the little small areas. You need to go out to the normal little places and just explore and get to know people there. Is our talk show that I was talking about football locker rooms and how the biggest thing he took away from all these different cultures coming together? Like 3 lockers side by side, you can have someone that lived their life in DeKalb, was born in the middle, upper class, white family, or lived in the country all their life. Right? That's where you learn the most, the places where just people, where class roles don't matter and people are, just there. I don't know from you, I need to use defog. He told me, my boss is telling me that one of the most eye-opening experiences for him, I want to say this was either Vietnam or Taiwan or the Philippines. It was some Asian country he was in. And I think it was for the military, for work, or some kind of job that he did. Up in Germany, I feel like I saw a lot of diversity because of the military. He actually lived in Germany too. He was apparently on an American military base in Germany. But he says that one of the things that taught him the most was once he went to whatever country that was, and he only had $100 apparently to live there for a week. And of course, with $100, you can't really get a really nice room. So he ended up looking up on whatever traveling website he was using to find places. The cheapest place you could find turned out to be this little tiny, kind of gross motel next to the train station in the middle of downtown. And he went there. He stayed there. And funny enough, he said that it was just a tiny ass room, and the door was like, it was kind of like a bathroom door, so like you could see people's feet under it. And it was just wide enough for a bed, and it had like a little shower, and that was it. And he said he stayed there for a night, and it wasn't until like the first night that he was there, he paid for a full week there, that he noticed that it was non-stop all freaking night, people in and out of this place, like all the time walking through. And when he went out the next morning, there was a woman that was dressed in a particular way, and very much so in a way to get attention. And as he walked by, he's like, "Hey, so you want to buy a night?" And that's when he realized that he was staying in a whorehouse. It was the kind of inn that people only spent a few hours in and then would go. So he stayed at there, and he's like, "I'd already paid up front, and really I couldn't afford any other hotel, so I spent a week at a whorehouse." Yeah, I just lived there for a week. But he said that was still, he says he wouldn't change anything about that situation, because he met around the town, not just in the hotel. He lived right in the downtown area, and he spent most of his day walking around the town, just exploring and stuff. He said he sat down with a lot of people for meals and stuff, and just talked about the city and about their lives there. And he learned a lot about that country and how different it was from America. And one of his biggest takeaways was that the whole idea that America is the best country in the world, or that Americans have it good. And it's not that we don't have it good compared to other places, but we're not the best. And there are a lot of other places that have figured out different lifestyles and choices that are honestly healthier and just better for people than America. And the idea that we're the best and nothing could get better is very, very misguided and counterproductive. Because he says especially Germany, he thinks is one of the best countries he's ever lived in, and Europe in general. He says that all those countries, people live there so fucking happily and so fucking healthily, even though they drink like crazy and they smoke like crazy. He says that the people are so much less stressed with the way that work works there, the way that the government operates there, and everything. And America tries to make itself sound like, oh yeah, this is the epitome of, first world. We are the best. And we're fucking not. Like, we're really not. I was looking at the pictures of all the riots happening around the country. Because I'd only heard about the Minneapolis riots from 2 days ago and the Atlanta riots last night. I saw a post that also talked about riots in Washington, riots in New York, and riots in California. And I hadn't seen those. And they're going through the exact same shit. Like, exactly the same shit right now. And it's fucking wild. And I'm looking at these pictures of freaking roads on fire and cars on fire and people fighting and tear gas everywhere. And yeah, we've had it before, but I feel like I don't think we've ever had it in so many cities at once. And looking at it, it looks like a war zone from a completely different country. Like, it's so fucking dystopian looking almost. That thinking really hinders the country. Oh, it 100% does. We're most certainly not the best. We really aren't. And that whole thought mentality really does hurt the country more than anything else. I think if we just would be more open to understanding and looking at what works and what doesn't work around the world, we could improve our country so much. But, it's fucking hard to get people to do that. Also, I think I'm getting less XP here than I am from the Articuno and the Golduck to the south. So I might actually just go back there. I need to look, because I think Articuno gives you around 800. The Golduck give you 500 to 600. I thought the Sea King and the Hitmonlee would give you a lot, but it doesn't seem like it. I haven't been paying attention. But yeah, no, it's he's told me quite a few stories in my time working there, and I feel like they all make such perfect sense to me. And it really, really makes me want to travel. I'd love to travel with some of our group. I'd love to travel. I know I'm going to travel eventually, hopefully, within this year or next year with Brittany. I'd hoped it would be sooner, but I don't know how the coronavirus is going to be affecting stuff. I'd like to travel with her to anywhere, really. I know that I'd like to go visit Kim, too, and meet her, because I've never actually met Kim. Even though I've been friends with her going on 8 years now, and I consider her one of my closest friends. It'd be fun to take a road trip with you, Pangin, and Mayuna. That'd be really fun. I don't know what how the future's gonna be for travel, but I'd just really like to travel with friends to literally anywhere that I haven't been to before. Because I know for a fact that I haven't seen enough of the world. I try to be as worldly as I can, just through other people's experiences and through news and stuff, but that's definitely something that I want to do more of myself. Maybe that in terms of all-around quality, we are the best, but it's not by a mile like some people do, and there are things other countries do a lot better than us. Oh, for sure. That's probably one of the only things we do have going for us. We at least, and it's not even countrywide, because then you have the stuff like what happened in Ferguson with the water supply. But, you know, we have running water that's usually clean enough to drink in most states. And, you know, mostly accessible food. So we can be thankful for that, but like a lot of countries do have that. I think water gets a little bit more iffy in a lot of countries, but even so, you know, it's one of those things. It can always be better. And we should understand that. Like, it could literally always be better. There's no such thing as the best country. Every country has its issues. And if you don't actively see those issues and try to fix them, then your country is by definition not the best. And is never going to be. It's never going to be the best in general, but it could be better, is the point. God, I keep missing out on how much experience I'm making. I think I'm only making like 200 experience off those Hitmonlee, though. So yeah, I'm probably just going to move over back to the other area. But yeah, life's hard. The world sucks. I feel like something has to change, though. Both because of all these riots happening and people's unrest. And because even if, you know, even if Biden is just Democratic Trump, I feel like it sounds like he has some ideas that would have been very progressive, you know, 10, 15 years ago. And every time that we have an election now, there's always that one crazy loon like Bernie Sanders that's there. And I call him a crazy loon, but I say that in a very respectful way because I love the dude and I wish he was the one running for president really, really much. But there's that one like person that's way, way on the progressive side trying to make big changes. He's always there. In recent years for the main election, it's been Bernie Sanders. For the Democratic elections here in Georgia, it was Stacey Abrams. And the more they keep showing up, like, eventually one of them has to be picked. And hopefully they'll bring about big change. It sucks that it's taking so long for us to pick one of those people to take a shot at running the country. But I'm hoping it happens soon, at this point. Because it doesn't seem like they're going away, and eventually they have to be picked. One person that doesn't fall into either fire. Shit, he has Dragon Rage? Ah, fuck. I can't risk it. He hit me with I don't have any moves that don't... I have Aura Sphere. I don't know if Aura Sphere will kill, though. I'm not going to risk it. Voltite Ear. You can take 2 fire, 2 Dragon Rages. Bullinga is the only place they could live and have never really visited other countries and stayed long enough in them. He's that one person that doesn't fall into either party. Right. What was I gonna say about the first thing? I've entertained the idea of moving to other countries too. I've heard Germany's fantastic. I'd consider there, but I think that the place that I'd probably have the easiest time moving into is, I think, 4467. I think that Canada is a really, really good choice for Americans to move into and try to naturalize in. Because they do speak a good bit of English. I think that French is their main language, but they do speak a lot of English because of how close they are to America. And so it's not impossibly hard to assimilate there, or as hard as like going to a place that has a completely different country or name. Not name, language. And I hear that Canada is just one of the most like nice places to live. Not only is their standard of living very similar to America, they have free healthcare. They take care of their workers a lot better. There's apparently like a lot of different nationalities there. Like, it's not just white people. Apparently, there's people from around the world that go to Canada, and it's very hard to walk around anywhere without seeing like a very big variety of people. At least from what I've heard, right? I've never been there myself. I've talked to a few people that have been there and lived there though, and they tell me all these things. I think English is their main language, but they have French-speaking territory because of the French colonies. Okay, is that how it works? Okay, I know that they speak a lot of English, but I also knew that French was a big deal there, and I knew that they were colonized by the French, so I wasn't sure if they weren't just French-speaking as the main language. But that makes a lot of sense with them being so close to America and everything. And I know that there's a substantial Hispanic community there too, because back when things started getting very hard for Hispanics in the U.S., a lot of Hispanics migrated right through the U.S. into Canada, and it went better for them there. I think my dad even entertained the idea of moving to Canada at one point, when things seemed like they were going to get very hectic for Hispanics here. That was a very, very interesting moment in my life. Because my dad, for family reasons, when Bush started his whole crusade to deport as many Hispanics as possible, I remember one time my dad mentioned that he was kind of worried for our family, and he didn't mention it to me. He'd like say it to my mom around the house, and I heard it. And one day he came over and asked me, he's like, "Hey, would you like to go to Canada?" And I think I was in middle school. I might have even been like very late elementary school. And I was excited, thinking, "Oh, we're going on a trip. We're gonna go on a vacation to Canada." I'm like, "That sounds cool." He's like, "Yeah, we just drive up there." I'm like, "Oh man, driving up the American coast, like that'd be so fucking cool. There's so many things we could see." And I started asking if we could like stop at all these different places. And he's like, "Yeah, no, we could definitely stop at all those places and see it along the way, as long as it's along the way and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And I'm like, "Okay, so when would we go and when would we be back?" And then that's kind of when he got kind of serious, because he realized that I didn't understand what he was asking. And he's like, "Well, we wouldn't come back." And that's when it sunk in exactly what he was trying to ask me there. And I can't really remember what I answered him, but I think I'd known how stressed he was at the time, and I never really made any lasting friends in elementary school, or not even high school either. I think I made all my lasting friendships in college. So I had friends at the time, but I was kind of an antisocial type in general, so it's not like I was going to lose out too much. And I think that was my parents' main worry with moving anywhere, really. But I'm pretty sure I told him, "Yeah, I mean, I guess if that's what you want to do, it wouldn't matter to me too much." And it never happened. We never ended up taking that route. But it was one of those weird moments I remember from my childhood that I feel like if it had gone differently, I would have had a very different life. I don't know what my life would have ended up looking like. But it's just crazy that people have to consider stuff like that in the US randomly out of nowhere, for just because of the way our country treats minorities in general, going back to all of that. Oh no. But that's getting a little too real. I'm just here to play some Pokemon and enjoy video games. And, you know, as the country burns outside, something new will come of it. Hopefully something a little bit more positive. Ah, there's that Articuno I've been looking for. It's always good to express it, though. It really is. It is for sure. Like I said, just making the conversation, just having that conversation is important, I think. Because nothing ever changes if you ignore it. And even if you're not gonna be outside, you know, waving a sign or shattering the glass of a police car, having the conversation is just as important. Because not everyone fights that way, you know. There's the people who that's the only way they can fight. They can to protest and, you know, go out to the streets, and that's fine because that's the way that they can fight, and they should take that opportunity. But, you know, there's plenty of people that just talking to them will inspire them, and you know they'll go up the other route of maybe learning how to become one of the people in power to be able to make change. During this whole conversation, hitting political points that are very real and current to all of us. Oh yeah, for sure. It all is stuff that, you know, it touches everybody's lives, really. Sometimes you don't notice it until it's a little bit too close, but it's there. It always is. And it's important to recognize it for sure. God, I can't wait until Pangin's up to speed. Once he's up to speed, I think we'll be able to level up a little bit quicker, because I don't have to be splitting the EXP. I only have about 30 minutes. I was really hoping that I could get done with the training in about an hour, but I kind of underestimated how long it was going to take Pangin to catch up. Those last two go together, by the way? Which last two? This is a picture of me making a face after snow fell into my eyes. Oh. Whole conversation getting political points that are very real and current to all of us. There's a tiny picture of me making a face after snow fell. Oh, I got you. Yeah. That's the other thing I'm looking forward to seeing. Oh my god, I got burned? When did that happen? Motherfucking Cyndaquil. Oh my god, get out of here. You're right though. He's here for levity. He's here to keep things from getting too intense. Did you see the name of the stream too? Because that was specifically for Pangin and that picture and everything going on. This is going to be a very special stream. Level 29, we getting there, boys. You have guts? That's interesting. I kind of want to test something out with you, actually. Not with you, but with Pangin. Well, with my Prinplup Pangin. Later on. Are you still level 35? Jesus. Poor Toto down. He's getting used. He's doing better than everybody else in my PC. He's fine. Da 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 da. There we go. Easy enough. Oh boy. Should probably grab some coffee on the way home. Oh man, I meant to buy donuts yesterday. Krispy Kreme was doing their completely chocolate covered donuts. God, one day I'll fucking remember when that's happening and actually go. I have to do a Soul Link sometime. I mean, I'd be down to go back to our Sword and Shield Soul Link. Or any other Soul. I'd be down for any Soul Link, because we need to restart any one of them anyway. But yeah, I'd definitely be down for that. Also, Artsy kind of made me want to redo my Pokemon XD stream. I'd probably wait until this one's done, but I wouldn't mind looking into Pokemon XD again. Oh, it's a fun game, and I think I got it literally back up to its final dungeon, and that's when I stopped streaming it. I could just go back and stream that section, but I wouldn't mind having the full Let's Play for YouTube. I'd watch it, never played it. Did you not watch me play a little of it when I was streaming it? But yeah, I might do that. Because I remember having fun with it. I think just big games came out, and I lost track of it. And I think it's been long enough that I can justify restarting it anyway. It does kind of suck having to go through all of that again, but not that badly. I've mentioned this before, but like Pokemon XD, I've legitimately only beat it once. It's a very hard game towards the end. And I tried really hard to do runs where I don't lose any of the Shadow Pokemon. Because the whole point of the game is saving Shadow Pokemon from evil trainers. And if you kill them, you can catch them again later, but because they show up with this other dude that you fight frequently. But I don't like doing that. I like to just get him the first time and be the perfect hero. That's some of it. I got you. But yeah, I might do that one again. It was really fun. Once you get to the end, though, you start fighting trainers that have only Shadow Pokemon on their teams, and some of them have really, really powerful Shadow moves. Like, the whole thing with Shadow Pokemon is that they're broken as shit. They're broken as shit. And they will wreck your shit. But that's really fun, though. It's a really hard, fun game. I'm really excited for Artsy to play it and let me know how she likes it. They're so strong, I always cheer for my Pokemon. They are. Wait, so have you played them at all? Because, yeah, no, Shadow Pokemon are freaking strong, especially towards the end. Like, that's a game where you really do need to kind of... Unless you just don't mind redoing a lot of stuff or killing some of the Shadow Pokemon. You really have to think about your team and, like, making sure you have tanks. Specifically. Because if you don't, man, some of those Shadow Pokemon will just tear through your teams. And you said the nuclear Pokemon were kind of like Shadow Pokemon? Yeah, they were a little bit like... What was the gimmick with nuclear Pokemon? Weren't all their moves super... No, they're nuclear type. They had nuclear type moves, right? And those were super effective, but they were also weak to every type? Was that what it was? I think that's the only thing I didn't like about nuclear type. The fact that they were weak to everything other than nuclear. Because, man, it felt like they were very paper thin for trying to catch. I like Shadow Pokemon a little bit better because, one, they don't have a different typing. They're the normal typing of Pokemon. But they have Shadow moves, which always get stabbed no matter the typing of the Pokemon. And always are super effective against every other type. And the only moves that they resist are then Shadow moves themselves. So a lot of times what you want to do in Pokemon XD is, unless you just have very tanky Pokemon, you want to at least keep one Shadow Pokemon with you for when you fight a Shadow Pokemon, because then you can send a Shadow Pokemon out to tank for you. But then it's double battle, so you have to take that into account, that unless you have two Shadow Pokemon on the field at once, then you might not. It might still go after your non-Shadow one. That does sound better. Yeah, it's a little bit more balanced, but definitely still a good bit of, like, strategy to it. Why am I confused? This Golduck's freaking confusion gets you so often. Yeah, it's like I've always said, Pokemon XD is just a very special Pokemon game. And honestly, they should revive it for main series, the Shadow Pokemon concept. Especially with how they've been trying to do friendliness in Pokemon games for a while now. I've said this before too, but like the whole thing in X and Y and Sun and Moon where you get to like pet the Pokemon and befriend them and get hearts and stuff like that. That'd be a fantastic mechanic for trying to purify Shadow Pokemon. Because that's what you have to do to the Shadow Pokemon in Pokemon XD. You have to raise their friendliness to be able to purify them. And the way you do that is the same way you do friendliness for any normal Pokemon. You have to walk around with them, you battle with them, don't let them pass out, use items on them, take them for massages. And I'm like, God, if you could just pet them, feed them, clean them up after battles, play with them, play minigames with them, and that would purify them, that'd be so fucking nice. Because Pokemon XD has a nice mix of Pokemon where a lot of them are really cool for battling. And a lot of them aren't, just the same way as like a lot of Pokemon just aren't all that great for having on a team. And those ones become a chore to purify because they're not very good at fighting. So it's hard to like have them in battles without them dying. And if they die, then they don't get purified as quickly. And it'd be nice to be able to do those Pokemon with like mini games and petting and stuff like that. It'd be really cute. And not to say that the purification is hard in XD, because they actually have a system that's kind of like the daycare that will purify them for you if they're Pokemon that you don't want to purify yourself. Which is really nice because there's a lot of Shadow Pokemon. And if you want to get the true ending to the game and get all the Shadow Pokemon, there's one Shadow Pokemon at the end that I won't say who it is, because I do kind of think I'll be doing the Let's Play. But the only way you can get the very final Shadow Pokemon is to have every other Shadow Pokemon purified in the game. Oh, do you? I had a Shadow Duskull, and bro, that thing was fucking tank. Shouldn't my Pokemon won't try. But in the fan game I played, they do have Shadow Pokemon, and boy, I always get scared when an enemy throws out a Shadow Pokemon. Oh, I got you. What fan game was that? I don't mind Pokemon going down a much darker route. Right, for sure. What it was Shadow Duskull, and bro, it was fucking tank. Oh yeah, because Duskull in general is a tank by itself, but a Shadow Duskull would be great. I think there was a Shadow Dusknoir in Pokemon Coliseum. That's the other thing, RC. I don't know if you know this too, but Pokemon XD is the second game in that little mini-series. Pokemon Coliseum is actually the first part. You don't have to have played it, though. I never played Pokemon Coliseum all the way through to understand it. So I wouldn't worry about that. In any case, I think Pokemon XD is the much better version of it anyway. And Pokemon Coliseum just kind of sets up the world a little bit for you. So it's fun if you played that, because you come back to Pokemon XD and a lot of the world's changed. But it's not a big deal. My main concern with game series like that. Yeah, you'll still get the entire story. It's just that you'll know one version of the world, and if you played Coliseum, it's kind of cool because some of those cities look completely different once you get to XD, because they've changed after the events of XD. There's one construction zone that becomes Battle Tower in XD. But all of that doesn't have really much of anything to do with the story. And I consider XD to be the better version of it, because Shadow Pokemon and Pokemon Coliseum, Shadow Pokemon, there was only one Shadow move for that all Shadow Pokemon knew. I think maybe like the final boss had different moves, but that was it. And I think it was Shadow Rush, which was a strong physical move. And all Shadow Pokemon only came with that move. Pokemon XD expanded it so that there were many different moves that Shadow Pokemon could have. And they'd all alternate between being, special, physical. They had status moves that would work like Confusion. There were things like Shadow Mist. There was a Shadow Weather effect called, I want to say Shadow Rain, but I think it had a cooler name than that. But that was annoying. It was literally rain that looked really fucking cool because it looked like shiny acid rain almost. And whenever it fell on your Pokemon, it would do damage. But if your Pokemon was a Shadow Pokemon, it didn't take any damage. So all that stuff made it a much more interesting game to play, I feel like. Not that Coliseum wasn't interesting, but like having all these crazy fucking effects to the Shadow moves were really cool. I think one of the most annoying Shadow moves is towards the end of the game, you start seeing Shadow Pokemon that have the move Shadow Half. And it's basically Shadow Double Edge. So it does massive damage to you, but it also does massive damage to the Shadow Pokemon. And it's the most annoying shit, because you have to be so careful with those to try to catch them. You basically have to catch them at full health or put them to sleep. Because otherwise, they're just going to Shadow Half themselves to death. There. I might need to look into that Pokemon Rejuvenation, though. That sounds fun. Fuck. I hate the paralysis. hard, like, holy shit. It's like also still in development, but it's such a long game until the current topping point. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd heard of it. I didn't know it was another Shadow Pokemon game, though. Does it take place in the Ore region, or is it another region? Because the Ore region is the region from Pokemon XD and Pokemon Colosseum. I will say, though, one thing that Pokemon XD did very wrong was changing the protagonist. So in Pokemon Colosseum, your protagonist isn't a kid. He actually has the coolest fucking Pokemon protagonist backstory. But he is he was the strongest trainer in one of the two evil teams that appears in Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD. And he was the dedicated catcher, because all the Shadow Pokemon are Pokemon stolen from trainers and turned into Shadow Pokemon. And he was their prime catcher. But when he realized what they were doing to the Pokemon he was stealing, he basically went rogue. He stole the Pokemon capture machine, which is this crazy gauntlet that turns Pokeballs into snag balls that can steal Pokemon from people. And he goes on an adventure basically to capture all the Shadow Pokemon and purify them to atone for everything he's done. And then once you get to Pokemon XD, you're a kid again. And you're just a kid that gets dragged into the Pokemon Shadow conspiracy and has to catch all the Pokemon to save them. And you're still pretty cool. I mean, you're catching all the Pokemon, but like the Shadow, the snag machine, the thing on your arm is a lot less cool than in Colosseum. You're a lot less cool than in Colosseum. Your ride is a lot less cool than Colosseum. The Colosseum, dude, had like this crazy ass giant steampunk motorcycle that got you around the world. And in Pokemon XD, you have a moped. So I don't know why they fucking did that. I'm just like, God, everything else though about XD is much better. But except for that. That's the one thing. I swear to God if this burns. Okay. It's the Avium region. That's a cool name. I guess they probably would just wanted to avoid any kind of copyright stuff with it if they kept the same name. Okay, I might go and capture a Pokemon in that other route we found, because I'm running out of time right now. I was hoping we could have evolved Pangin at least today, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Let me see what the traffic is like towards Kennesaw, because I might have a little bit of extra time. Because I know Brittany won't be at our meetup until 4. Yeah, it's about a 40-minute drive. So much traffic, though, so maybe I could do a little bit more. And we'll wait until Voltaire's 036 and then we'll go capture that new Pokemon. 93 hours in the game right now and it's still not finished. Wow, that's pretty impressive. I really hope that Pokemon Eevee Edition game I was telling you guys about it'll come out soon. Because I'm very excited for that one. I don't think it's called Eevee Edition. What the fuck is it called? Oh, it's called Super Eevee Edition. That's the one I was telling you guys last time. Hold on, let me send you guys a link to this, because this game is super fucking cool. Super Eevee Edition now has a Discord channel, feel free to join. Yeah, they've been working on this since 2013. And they're at their update point 0.9, and I think that once they get to like update 1, that's the live version. So they're pretty much there. Let me get where's the link to this? Chicken. Can I just get a link to you? Oh, I guess I just take the Facebook page and copy. Yeah. When you guys have a chance, check out their page. It's really fucking cool. And I remember them having a really fucking awesome idea as far as like a Pokemon game. Both because of how they changed the battle combat and just like the whole idea behind the game itself. Yeah, let's do it. I'm hoping that it'll be done this year. It sounds like it might be. I know that the last time, because I've commented on the creator's stuff before, and he's answered. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm getting there. I think he said he's already doing the Elite Four and stuff. I don't know if there's gonna be any kind of post game. Okay, that's level 36. So let's go up north. What's Pangin at? Level 30. Getting close to level 31. You're over level 36. Ba-bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, bum. Doo-doo-doo. Let me save real quick. We've got a good amount of training. Really, all my Pokemon have only gone up like 1 level. But Penguin's gone up like 10. So, definitely a worthwhile little training effort. I'm starting to get up to the threshold of where I can train though, so hopefully there's a legendary or two in this area that I can train with and have at a higher level. Da, 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 da. Okay, my Pokemon are a little hurt, but I think they'll be fine. I should have taken these too. Guess I need to eat. Have a good day, dude, and thanks for the stream. Alright, well, thanks for being here, man. I hope you have a good day, too. I won't be going for super much longer, but I am going to try to catch a Pokemon, too. Their own shinies and Pokemon rejuvenation, like normal shiny Arcanine is gold, and in this game it's black. Ooh, I love it when they actually change the shinies, because a lot of the shinies kind of suck in Pokemon. I really wish they'd just have one of their artists go through all the shinies and make them cooler. Are you kidding me, really? That's our encounter? Fuck, dude. I mean, I really don't need anything else, but yeah, it's fine. Could you survive a fire punch? I'm never gonna use this. I don't really care if I kill it. Wow, you crit it. You didn't want it on our team either. Okay, well, so much for an encounter. Now let's see what else is here. I bet something cooler. Still a love disc. Let me see. Oh, what the fuck? That's so cool. So what, are shinies like easier to find in this game? Bum, bum, ba, da, 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 da. Yes, they are. Oh, that's nice. Is it just like finding normal shinies, or is it just that they turn the shiny like counter thing down more? Like half a box full of shinies? Wow. Well, that's really cool. Keep battling. Yeah. That's nice though, because well, I mean, if they were that common in the main games, they'd become a lot less special for sure, but I think if everybody was guaranteed to at least get one shiny in a Pokemon game, that'd be kind of fun. Oh, look at that cute little shaman. Die. Shaman is adorable. I think I did use Shaman in a Soul Link with Pangin, actually. For a little while, and I think he killed it then. Nice of Striker and its rainbow color. It's so dope. What? Let me see that one. Oh, a camera up would have been cool. Very good ground type to have. But also kind of a bad ground type for Voltaire to be fighting. I wonder if Pangin could survive. I'm kind of afraid though. I'm gonna go to you. Pangin could survive that. Huh, I thought the recoil would kill you. It's unfortunate, but that camera up is really the only thing worthwhile fighting here. Let me go up here. Let me see. What the fuck? That is really cool. Oh, they had a lot of fun with Substrika. Damn, yeah, no, I might need to check that out. Looks really cool. I hope that they're actually able to get them. That was one of my biggest worries with Pokemon Super Eevee Edition. That Nintendo's been cracking down on ROMs and kind of making all the big ROMs shut down. But hopefully, since these ones hadn't gone live yet, they won't have trouble coming out. Yeah, I remember this lady. She had a Noctowl in the original game. Now she has a Gorbis. Dun 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 dun. Lord, hopefully this is one has been in development for years, right? Because I know there was another. I think it was Pokemon Uranium. Had also been in development for years, and they got fucking shut down immediately after release. So I will say, with those kind of games, like, keep an eye on them, and as soon as they go live, download yourself a copy, because there's no telling how fast Nintendo's gonna bring down the ban hammer on them. There's a lot of water Pokemon up here. Crawdon's a really cool Pokemon. I tried to use him in a Wonderlock once, actually. I never finished it. No, it wasn't even a Wonderlock. I was just replaying Pokemon Orange, actually. Right, same. I always get notifications for when Pokemon Super Eevee Edition has milestones. So I can't wait for them to finally have the final version up. Gengar. It's a little risky going... Actually, no. Let's just give it to White Striper. That's why we have a Dark type. So we don't have to use our Psychic type against Ghosts. I wonder why they made the little slash marks on Night Slash so low down on the Pokemon. How to PBRB? Okay. Aggron. Pangin should be the one to handle that, but it'll be Voltaire for now. Oh, he's very strong. Am I really? No, I am strong! I'm strong! Okay, I'm all good to go. Wow, you startled me! I think you understand what I was doing when you see this TM. Let's see actually how the move works without getting too technical. Let's say your Pokemon raises defense using Harden. You can use Psych Up to get that same defense boost as its foe. Basically, your Pokemon gets the same stat boost as the target. So that was Psych Up originally. Now it is... Oh, it's Sky Uppercut. That's not a bad one, actually. That's a good fighting type move. Can, Ah, shit. Nobody, really? Yeah, that's a really good fighting type move. Better than high jump kick, which I'm sure everybody can learn. No, nobody can learn high jump kick. Cool. What about... Where's my drain punch? Okay, Voltaire can get drain punch. Maybe I'll give Voltaire drain punch. He's just gonna have all the punches in our team. Thunder punch, fire punch, and drain punch. Could also give it to Swiper, but I don't think Swiper could use it as well. Voltaire's kind of tanky. So he could actually use it as a good way to heal himself. Well, think about that. That might be better than low kick anyway. I'm back. Welcome back. Glad you could make it. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna wait on that one, but I might do that. Okay, I think we do have one more encounter we can do up here, but there's also a battle right here. Bum 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 ba da 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 dum bum 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 ba da 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 dum bum bum bum. Man, all these fucking Shedinja everywhere. One day they're gonna fuck me over and I'm not gonna have something they're super effective against. I think until Pangin gets up to speed, Voltaire is going to be my ace Pokemon. Alright, one more encounter. Next attack. Don't have strength to move that boulder. I think going to the left, we get to the... Ooh, that's actually a great move. A great item for Voltaire, too. It works for super effective moves, and he has so many elements. Is this where... Is this... Oh, this is the cave where I caught my Hitmontop. No, Dreidel. Dreidel, no. Oh, I miss Dreidel so much. He was such a cool Pokemon. I know, I cry too. I have many feelings. Okay, so we can't do an encounter there because we've been to Mount Coronet. I guess I could say that every different entrance is a different area, but I don't know if I want to do that. But okay. Oh, what's on here? There's just another way around, right? Yeah. Goddamn love disc. Okay. I do think I'm going to leave it there, though, because I need to start getting out of here real soon. So I apologize there wasn't any much story stuff to go through today. But we got some good training in. I think Pangin's getting up there. I'll probably do the rest of the grinding off stream and then come back. I probably won't... I don't know if I'll evolve Pangin before I come back. I should probably evolve him during a stream. But if he's already evolved, it's because I ground up outside of stream. He's only 4 levels away. But I'd like my Pokemon to be around level 40 before the next stream. So, we'll see what happens as far as that. You know what? Before I go, I do want to check something, though. Let's go to... Thank you for streaming. Thank you for being here, Artsy. I always enjoy having you here. And I really appreciate it. Let's go to Solution Town and see how our Vendarena is doing. And then we'll go from there. So you have to do it 2 levels. Okay, so you're still a ways off. I need her to be level 41. I think she was at level 33, so she's at level 35 right now, which is high enough to evolve her into a Vibrava, which is pretty cool. But we're gonna keep her as a trap engine until she learns to dig. But yeah, that's the situation. I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much to everybody that came out, especially Artsy and Pangin. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a really great day. I'll be back tomorrow with streams. We're probably gonna be hitting up Final Fantasy again, but you know, if anybody's interested in that, I'll be playing that. But for now, I go. Later, everybody.